Just spinning.
And here we go. Just get those wonderful toys.
Are you playing in the bathtub with your little doll?
Action figure!
Come on, you can do it. Wonder Wheel. I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel mother.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Happy Thursday. Getting ready to look at some more goodies, more plastic paraphernalia. The type that's not going to get you in trouble. Well, hopefully. Over here on Collectable Past, let's get ready to talk some toys, getting ready to have some fun. As always, joined by my wonderful co-host. We got Trina from Real Horror.
Hi. I'm happy to be here. I'm looking forward to this stream, and hello to everybody out there joining us.
Always a pleasure to have you on here, and I kind of tripped you up by setting you up first, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm not used to that.
We're also joined by our good buddy Slasher McSplitter. What up, Slasher?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Howdy. Greetings.
Oh my God.
Salutations.
I think he's been possessed by the spirit of monotony. I'm a little worried, a little bit concerned. I swear, if you get into reviews and this figure looks amazing, I swear I am going to throttle you through the computer.
I'm good. All good here.
Always a pleasure to have you on. I want to say, of course, our last co-host, the amigo, Vinnieart. What up?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I'm doing the three amigo thing right now. Hey. Anyway, I'm a nerd. Speaking of nerds, Trina and I, we jumped the gun last night after Hannibal. We sat here for like another hour talking toys.
Yeah, we had our own little toy stream backstage last night.
It was hilarious. But so as you can tell, we're excited for today. So
Yep.
Always a fun time here on Collectible Past. Chaos Hoy was the first one in the chat, almost as always, Chaos. So welcome back, Magic Trina. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh, thank you, Chaos. Nice to see you.
DVB also in the house. What's going on, man? Heidi Ho, Guinea Picarinos. Man, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Everybody else that is watching, thank you for being here already. Be sure to share the links out there. Let everybody know that we're going. YouTube hates this guinea pig. Most hated guinea pig online. It's tremendous. It's amazing, the type of hate that I get. It's stupendous. But we're going to have some fun, and we're going to talk about some plastic precious items. And I'm going to kick this one off with our good buddy, Indy. Indy has been doing the hunts to try to discover some older franchises that people may remember or maybe some people have forgotten about and try to find out some interesting things. And Indy always does a top-notch job for the Guinea Pig Collector.
like Indiana Jones.
I'm telling you, this pig lives up to Indiana Jones better than Harrison Ford ever could. It's truly is amazing. He should be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he should get his own star on the freaking Walk of Shame. But here we go, Andy, with toys from the past. Here we go.
Greetings, humans. This is Indy. Welcome back to Toys from the Past. Welcome back with me, your Professor Indy, on another episode of Toys from the Past. So, on today's Toys from the Past, we will be talking about Cabbage Patch Kids. I know this is not normally something we talk about. It is a toy from the past, and it had a lot of financial success. So let's get into it. As many of us remember, they were produced by Coleco from 1982 to 1988. But believe it or not, their origins date back a lot further than that. Originally created and called Little People soft sculpted dolls sold by Xavier Roberts, these eventually would become known as the Cabbage Patch Kids that we wound up seeing sell for exorbitant prices in the 1980s as parents scrambled to get on top of the latest craze. It was in 1978 when he won a first place ribbon for his Dexter, a sculpture at a Cella art show, that Xavier began delivering his handmade Little People origins and exhibiting them as arts and crafts shows in the Southeast. He found that many parents were happy to pay a $40 adoption fee for one of his hand-signed Little People originals. After winning this, he eventually winds up going in with some friends and they renovate the L.J. Neal Clinic, a turn-of-the-century medical facility in Cleveland, Georgia, opening Babyland General Hospital to the public. He winds up getting success for showing off these new dolls that he's created, and shortly thereafter begins to have them produced under Coleco as Cabbage Patch Kids. After Coleco's run with it, eventually it was sold to Hasbro and they took over the dolls in 1988. After Coleco had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Yes, even Cabbage Patch Kids couldn't sustain Coleco long enough. Later on in 1994, Mattel took over, Toys R Us took over in 2001, and then Jakks Pacific took over in 2011 to 2013. Then Wicked Cool Toys took over in 2015 and has been under their name since. Who knows if Cabbage Patch Kids may make a break and big comeback in the future? Remains to be seen, but it is definitely part of toy history. Thank you for watching with me, Indy, your toy professor.
Ah, yes, I remember Cabbage Patch Kids. So I wanted one so bad the year that they came out, and I had a neighbor that ended up getting one for Christmas, and I was so jealous because my mother couldn't score one.
You never got one?
I did end up getting one. So I ended up getting one. So there was like a knockoff one. They had it was a corn. It was called Corn Silk Kid, and so I got that the next year. It wasn't a Cabbage Patch Kid. It was a Corn Silk Kid. It looked just like the Cabbage Patch Kid, but it had brushable hair, which I actually loved. But my friends were like, "That's not a real Cabbage Patch Kid," and so that really bothered me.
Lettuce-guarded children.
And then the following year, I got a real Cabbage Patch Kid, and I got one of the preemie kids, and it was a little boy, and it was so cute. But the funny thing is about the Corn Silk Kids is that I think that the knockoff company that made those might have gotten sued for the patent thing because Cabbage Patch Kids ended up making the corn silk hair and selling them as Cabbage Patch Kids like that later on.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. It has a Neil Patrick Harris in it. So he's telling a story about his dad and like this particular Christmas and everything like that. And his sister really wanted a Cabbage Patch Kid, so his dad winds up scoring like one out of a trunk of some guy, like a knockoff one.
That happened a lot in the 80s, by the way.
Yeah.
What's that?
Soul Assassin, what up?
Things falling off the back of trucks.
$40, man. We're still struggling for buying run. I won't pay you 3 chickens for it, man. 3 chickens is like high value, Soul Assassin. I don't think you know what you're talking about in this stream. Chicken value has gone up, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Soul Assassin also says Trina to get a Cabbage Patch as a kid, only a knockoff. Explains so much about her. Oh no!
What? Same one, Soul Assassin.
But she said she got one though. She ended up getting a premium one.
I did.
Yeah.
So 2 years after Cabbage Patch Kids came out, I ended up getting a preemie.
They were still hot at the time though.
It was starting to kind of like lose its luster. It was 2 years old.
Well, it was enough for that you were able to actually get one.
I was happy to get it. I really was. And they had a baby powder smell to them. It was awesome.
That. Yep.
Yeah.
I had like 6 female first cousins.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, you know.
Yeah. The youngest one, she's like 6 years younger than me. So yeah, when we were all kids for Christmas and shit, yeah, I remember all that crap. She got the most stuff, and all those figures smelled. She had, what was the other one? Strawberry shortcake.
Yes, that was another one. Okay, I have a traumatic childhood when it comes to toys, so I wanted strawberry shortcake so bad. I loved her.
Then she got Blueberry Betty.
Yes,
you know,
I got the
really
blueberry one.
It's a shame that we weren't talking at the time. But before we were actually, you know, engaging in conversation all the time, Target had re-released retro freaking strawberry shortcakes.
Oh, wow.
Oh no!
I picked one up for the missus, and then she yelled at me because she didn't want the toy, and I said, "But you said you love strawberry shortcake," and yeah, but I don't want toys. And I'm like, "But I do," and you know.
Then she called him the F word. The other F word, and she kept the figure.
Yeah, I got called a lot of F words. I still do. It's almost like a badge of honor at this point.
I know.
What's going on, Shifty Gism? He
What's
says
up,
Walmart
man?
is starting seasonal clearance. G.I. Joe Retros 15. So are Avenger-related Marvel Legends and some DC multiverses are 12 to 15. Those will drop further as they got action comic repaints for Miles.
I have yet to see any more G.I. Joes, period, in any Walmarts.
The only thing I'm seeing is in Target, and it's always the same stuff that they just can never sell.
Yeah. Beachhead. I've always seen Beachhead now. That one that they re-released in the retro card.
Yep.
He's a beautiful figure, by the way. But yeah, he's the only one I'm seeing all the time. And a couple of who's the guy in the snow boots?
Snow Job or
was that
no,
it?
not Snow
Job has the skis.
This one has like the snowshoes.
Is it a Snow Serpent? It's Cobra Guy, right?
That's it. Snow
that
Serpent.
was
Yep.
it.
Cobra
That's
Guy,
the
right?
other one I see every now and then. But I was never a fan of that, and you know exactly. We're not kids anymore, so I'm not playing in the snow with these things. So I don't really care for the character. But
all right, but you're not climbing mountains, so what the fuck you get Alpine for, bro?
Adam got me Alpine. You
I'm
forget?
just saying.
Now I want to go climb mountains and go spelunking.
Well, maybe if you got one of the snow G.I. Joes, you'll become a fucking Arctic explorer or some shit. We'll go ice fishing with the fucking Eskimos and shit.
My shoulders are already frozen. I can't climb in the
Bad Take Bojan, what's going on? I seen you pop in the chat earlier. She says, my dad took a second job at Toys R Us to your Cabbage Patch Kids release. He was able to get all 3 of us girls a doll that matched our hair and eye colors. Unheard of when most couldn't get one. Yeah. And that's one of the things I had to cut out of this thing because it was actually a lot longer of an upload than I've usually ever been able to do with my spotty internet. But one of the things is, not only was there assaults, there was actually full-scale riots.
The brawls are my favorite memory of Cabbage Patch Kids. I would love being a little kid and seeing a fucking picture in the newspaper of a store full of grown adults. Like they would hurl the boxes at each other. It was fucking awesome.
Yep.
That was original fucking retail madness. Like that was the thing that started Black Friday.
The only other time I saw
more
that,
like Black Eye Friday.
the only other time
Black and Blue Friday.
The only time I saw that like in person was for those PlayStations.
I never saw it in person. I never ever saw anything like that in person. I'm so glad I didn't.
It's insanity. My uncle was actually in the middle of one of those things.
Remember the great Cabbage Patch Brawls of '84?
Not for Cabbage Patch stuff. It was for
Sitting around your grandpa's recliner.
Looking up in the air, reminiscing.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I had to go to a funeral or something, and I gave the money to my uncle. He's like, "Oh, I can get it." I'm like, "Are you sure? It's Black Friday. You know how in demand this thing is."
Bring your pepper spray.
So this was hilarious. Oh yeah, my area, it's not that bad. So I gave him the money to get the PlayStation 2 for me. And when he called me up, he's like, "I gotta tell you the story about this." I'm like, "What?" Like he was like flipping out. I'm like, "Did you get it?" He goes, "I'm gonna tell you the whole story." It was insane. He almost got his ass beat because he had the money for it. They had to get security to escort him out of Best Buy. And hanging out. Insane.
Armed stick.
Basically, it was insane. They only had, I think, 3 in the store.
He's trespassed from the store to this day.
I was like, holy shit. I said, "But you got it?" He goes, "Yeah, I got it." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
You don't understand. If I don't get this doll, somebody is going to die.
It just
Literally.
cost me a thumb.
He goes, "What's so special about these PlayStations?" I said, "It's a video game console."
Now, this was a PS2.
Yeah, it
when
was a
PS2
PS2.
came out.
Yeah.
See, I got my PS2 a year after it came out, so I didn't have to fucking get into any fucking brawls in the middle of the fucking Toys R Us or a Best Buy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Soul Slap, are you taking another shot at Trina? Strawberry shortcake is nothing compared to na bitch pudding.
Okay, what is na bitch pudding? What is that?
I have no idea.
What is bitch pudding? Is that
The modern day strawberry shortcake? You don't know?
how is
Yeah, I
that?
hear you, Shifty. I hear you. I've seen a lot of those
commercial for that. Na bitch pudding.
bitch pudding. The snow job in the modern day has a totally different meaning. Yeah, Vinnie's got a bazooka.
Yeah, I don't have the red jersey one. I have the white jersey, the Tiger Force.
Oh,
That's
Soul
right.
Assassin says bitch pudding is from Robot Chicken. Okay. I never,
Okay.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, the Cabbage Patch era sounds very similar to Beanie Baby Tickle Me Elbow. Yeah, and it's a lot of those things. It always repeats in cycles. So
Yeah.
But so you
gotta
didn't
get ahead of it.
You didn't get one as a kid, Trina. You know what's fucked up? I got one as a fucking kid. My aunt and uncle decided to get all 3 of us Cabbage Patch Kids. 2 boys, 1 girl. They decided to get all of us Cabbage Patch Kids.
That's weird.
Wow.
Yeah. It was. I beat the shit out of mine. Was horrible. Mine looked like it fucking lived in a junkyard for about 6 years. It looked like something that you would dig up in the fucking lot of Sanford and Son.
That's why some of us couldn't get one, you know.
I didn't ask for no goddamn Cabbage Patch.
He's sitting there burning the face, sticking firecrackers up his
I didn't
ass.
go that far, but his arms were hanging off. Like, seriously, like hanging by a thread.
That makes me cringe.
It could have been worse. You could have got like a burp me baby or something like that. So. I remember a guy stabbed another guy over a Dreamcast.
People were getting fucking jacked in parking lots for Xboxes. If you were walking back to your car release night with an Xbox, someone would come up on you with a fucking gun and fucking rob you. That happened many, many times. All the fucking systems in the 2000s, that shit was happening a lot.
It's wild.
Same with sneakers.
Has got another one here. Dude, I remember when Black Friday was at its height, the dude fought another dude over a TV while their families were yelling and saying every swear word known to man. It was amazing.
You know what was creepy about the Cabbage Patch dolls? That motherfucker initialed their ass cheeks. That fucking guy, Xavier, whatever the fuck his name was. I can't remember what his
Xavier Roberts.
There you go. That guy's fucking autograph was on the fucking every cheek of the Cabbage. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
fucking weirdo.
That
Yeah, it's
is
where he
weird.
signed his name. Yeah.
Is he in prison now?
It's just a doll. Come on.
No, I meant the creator.
That's what I'm talking about.
Slashers right. Make Black Friday great again. Make Black
No.
Friday black and blue
No,
again.
I'm not saying that. Don't fucking say that, Soulsack. I'm not saying that shit at all. I think people are fucking morons when they do that.
I don't
Assassin is
go
an
out Black Friday
idiot.
anymore. I'm
I
sorry,
never
Trina.
went.
No.
Once I started hearing about store workers legit getting trampled like they're at a fucking soccer game in Ireland, I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah, I've gone during the day, never like super early in the morning or something like that. And yeah, like the 2 times I went, I'm like, yeah, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, you know what
The
though?
parking alone was a madhouse.
Yeah, like even later in the day can be an absolute disaster. So
Yep.
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
went out to Ollie's like well after all the deals are pretty much done, and even then, it was still a disaster in the damn place. Like it was still a mess. And you know, one time I went out with my mother years ago, and I talked about that a few times. And like we're in the starting chute to get in, we're right near the front, and this bitch started hitting my mother in the back of the freaking in her back with a freaking shopping cart. And I was like, what the fuck? And the doors weren't even open. She's just slamming her with a cart, like, man. I turned around, kicked that
outside
cart.
the store.
It was like, you know how the outer doors, they'd open the outer doors, get ready to
and the
cattle shoot
entrance
everybody
area,
in.
yeah.
And still have the inside doors locked. And yeah, she said, I turned around and I kicked that fucking cart right into that woman's stomach. And then somebody looked and I said, what? Say something. I will clear this place out.
No, I never ever fucking went to fucking any store on Black Friday. Never. I was never wanting to be a part of that fucking mob scene. I don't understand anyone why, especially when that, like now that you see like there's those videos they had this past Christmas of them showing that the Black Friday sales are bullshit because this girl took off the Black Friday tag on the display.
Same price.
It's $69.99, down from $69.99. No, that's not mathing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's easy to fool most people because, you know, we talked about this before about like people and their, you know, short-term memory shit. I mean, like it's all the time, and it's easy to fool the average person because they're not paying attention to the prices. Like when they sit there, you have these weirdos talking about, oh, prices are going up through the roof. They've been at these ridiculous prices for a long time now. Where the fuck have you been? Like, you know, you're not paying attention to what's going on around you. Why? Because somebody else on the internet said it's higher than it ever was when it's still the same ridiculous high price it's been for the past year. You didn't notice. Or you were fine with it before when everybody else was yelling, I'm willing to pay higher prices if it means this. People are just retarded.
Yeah.
And what's going on, Teal? I'm 29, man. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're
What's
doing
up?
well.
Hey, what's up?
So little Tommy saw his mom in distress and suddenly the stone cold music followed by Anthrax. It's a madhouse. I was singing that song today. It's a madhouse.
That music
so
goes through my
they
head
say.
a lot. That goes through my head just out of the blue a lot.
Gotta love that shit, man. Gotta love it. Well, I'm gonna dip into last week's commercial break. Unfortunately, things have been really, really horrible with the internet. So I hope some of you didn't mind last week's commercial break because you're going to get more of the same this week. I promise you next week will be a new one. But whoever wants up next, just get ready as this commercial break plays. And guys, I hope that you're all having a good one out there and enjoy this old school toy commercial break from Indy.
I am your Professor Indy of the Guinea Pig Collective. Welcome to Toys from Bygone Eras.
It's landed. Ideal's new astrobase has just landed. Look, the space lock is opening. And here comes the astronaut. He's being lowered from the astrobase into the remote-controlled scout car. The 2 space probes are being mounted for launching. The car is scanning the area. And there go the space probes. They're calling them back to the astrobase. Mission accomplished. Ideal's Astrobase and Colonel Macaulay's space helmet are the greatest way to play outer space. You can scan the skies, launch deep space probes, fire rockets, destroy stray meteorites. Ideal's Astrobase is at your favorite toy store. Get your Ideal Astrobase today.
Gaylord, you look kinda crazy, you move kinda lazy, see what he'll do. Gaylord, when you pull his leash, he'll walkity walk with you.
Gaylord the pup is full of tricks. Watch. Back up, Gaylord. Atta boy. Now climb, Gaylord. Up, up. Now fetch your bone. Got it. Good boy, Gaylord.
Gaylord, you look kinda crazy, you move kinda lazy, see what he'll do. Gaylord, when you pull his leash, he'll walkity walk with you.
Gaylord comes with a bone of his own. He's a wonderful toy. He's ideal.
Gaylord, when you pull his leash, he'll walkity walk with you. Here he comes, greatest toy you've ever seen, and his name is Mr. Machine. He is real, and for you he is ideal, and his name is Mr. Machine.
His outside is clear. You can see every gear, the brightest, biggest gears ever seen.
Mr. Machine!
He talks. No, he squawks as he walks. Along the ground and round and round and round. You can take him apart, every gear and nut. But you can put him together and build him up. Wind him. Go on. You can't break the spring.
Here he comes, greatest toy you've ever seen, and his name is Mr. Machine. He is real, and for you he is ideal, and his name is Mr. Machine.
Thank you for joining us, and remember, if it's not being done by a pig, it's not worth watching.
Stop playing the fucking Gaylord. I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack.
Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
You know, I think Gaylord needs to be in permanent rotation now, just for slasher.
I saw the little space guy drop from that fucking orbit, from the fucking from that whatever the hell, and I was like, oh no, wait, I'm having a flashback. It's coming soon, isn't it? Oh god.
What's going on, Scrambles?
We're gonna merge the two.
Oh my god.
Oh, Gaylord who likes the machine.
I like how he comes with a bone of his own.
Oh god, you don't touch Gaylord's bone. It's his own.
It's his own guy.
Oh my god.
I did record.
It can straight up fucking. That kid's homophobic. Back up, Gaylord. Oh my god, that kid would be fired today.
Well, I found the that Ravishing Great Brood, so I filmed it for you.
Awesome, Scrambles.
Oh, I
Glad
seen a
you're doing
picture
good,
of
buddy.
it. I seen a picture of that Rick Rude.
Yeah. And here was the it's in the same video, but yeah, here's the Transformers 1 that don't sell for shit.
Oh my god, I'm still laughing at the Gaylord thing.
Me too.
Oh, whoa! Was that? No, it wasn't. Okay, never mind.
I think this looks awful. It doesn't look anything like him.
His face, the face looks just like him. It's he could be a little, bulkier. I saw the Chase version of this. His tights were different.
Oh, okay.
He had all right, it was really stupid because he had the U.S. champion tights, but he came with the fucking big gold belt instead of the U.S. title.
They're retarded.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, something looks off to me, and it's definitely the body. The body doesn't look right.
The face looks all right, though. That face looks fine.
You're off with this. It looks more like the older version of him.
Well, that's
I have not
the
seen
later
WCW
WCW years. He had short hair in the later WCW years.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I still have yet to see the Sid. I have not seen him anywhere. Yeah, maybe he's not even out yet.
like this here.
This would still.
I would definitely get that Dusty Rhodes one.
I know. I was tempted, but I'm not. I'm trying not to get any of this shit. You know.
Oh shit! They made IRS.
Yep. There's that Brett as well.
Yeah.
But I have the Monday Night Wars Brett, so I'm good. That's the one I wanted anyway.
With the black pants, right?
Yeah. He's got the jacket that you could swap on and off.
That Dusty Rhodes with the face where you can see you go woo.
Yeah.
You can hear that face.
And the hard time, Daddy.
Hard times.
And he came with the cop hat too, right? He comes with the cop hat.
Yeah, he comes with that. Yeah. He's got the shirt. Yeah, it's amazing. Those Ultimate Editions are pretty damn nice. You know, it's but yeah, I almost got those the Brothers of Destruction that time, and I'm like, they were way too much. You know.
Oh, it was a 2 set. It was a 2 figure.
No, they had both of them in the store, but
you
know, it's like if I were to get one, I'd have to get them both, and like I wasn't gonna do that. I'm like, no, because then that means it's a whole new line of figures I'm getting. Nope. I just wanted to get the character, the wrestlers that I love the most, and I got those Piper, Brett, and I have the Hogan because he was on sale. It was a classic Hogan from back in the day. But, here's the Beetlejuice one.
I got Beetle guys.
Yeah, I know. When I seen that like a couple weeks ago, and I had it in that toy hunt thing, dude, I was blown away by how good this thing looked.
I love it.
The likeness is amazing.
Bio
There's four different expressions.
This looks really good.
The only thing that's missing is like something with spikes. Like you could, like if like you had like spikes that you could put like on him.
They should have done that. They should have, but I mean, I know it was a little more complicated because it's such a
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they would have been able to toss it in there. But with all the different looks he had from that original movie, like I still want to see the carnival one. Like
where his head, the head shape,
and the
like
arms.
fucking, yeah.
Like they would, if someone was gonna do it, I'd pitch these guys because like what they did with Pennywise, they had so many versions, and one was like that huge box where it had every alternate head, every alternate hand and arm, and all that stuff. So like. They should go all out and do that.
They should. Well, they should also do the big snake one too.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll see what they end up doing. I mean, this is just the first one that they released.
If they start doing big things like that, then they should do a sandworm too.
And like Vinnie and I both said, like I was blown away just by the packaging when I seen it on the toy on the toy shelf, and I was like, damn, that looks good. They really went all out on the packaging on it.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah, this one I ended up pulling the trigger, so we're gonna see the full review after this. I'll show you.
What's up, DJ Play Nice, man? Good to see you.
What's up, man? And yeah, GameStop actually they did have these in there, and I was tempted, but I had already gotten the Beetlejuice, so that's why I didn't pull the trigger on them. But this was really
what you showed last week, right, Trina?
Yeah,
yeah,
a couple weeks ago, I think. But yeah.
I mean, for 25 ain't bad, especially he's got like the button on the back too, where his arms move, and he comes with the little swimming pool. But I don't know. These things are really, really nice.
Yeah, they look great.
And next time I go to GameStop, if they still have them, I might pull the trigger.
I knew it.
Yeah, he's getting in. He's going in. Oh, what's up, Time
I
Prophet?
have just the Homer. That's the only one I have right now is regular Homer. But that Hulk one looks so good, the Furious one.
It's gonna change. You're gonna get more.
No, stop it.
He's in. He's fully in.
No,
Trina, you get him one for his birthday. I'll get him one. He will have no choice.
If you're gonna get me one, find me Krusty.
Oh yeah,
I saw him the one time and I passed, and I regretted it because I didn't
They made a
realize
Stan Lee.
Huh?
The Simpsons figures, they have a Stan Lee.
They do.
I don't know. That's what I said. Lolsat says, "Too bad Homer Hulk isn't in a 2-pack with Stan Lee." So, just thinking maybe did they make a Stan Lee? I'm just asking.
It'd be a good idea if they do, but I don't think they did.
I know the old series they did like celebrity guests because there's a Bret Hart one from back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he had it on the documentary as well.
Speaking of Shifty, did say that he got the IRS and he had to argue with customer service over the Legends figures were all on sale for 12, but he wasn't bringing up the price. Said the dude finally caved and hooked them up though. He said, but the legs are short. Need to mod them. And scrambles, yeah, man. The neck pain, yeah. Vinnie was having some neck pain too. He was like Michael Keaton's Batman. So, yeah, the neck pain is no fun, man, because it just affects everything you do when you're walking. And God, it's horrible.
Tell me about it. Holy shit! I had to end my Sunday stream early because I want to do at least one more episode of Primal. We did 3 of them. Everyone was having a good time, and I'm like, I couldn't. The pain was too much. I couldn't move my head in either direction.
Yeah, Souls S said no, they didn't, but they should. And Vinny, that's where I was telling you that day. My back was flaring up, and it went all the way up my neck, and I said I couldn't turn my freaking head, and I had to go out like that. Like, dude, that sucked. There's nothing worse than having total back pain, like your whole back cramping up and your neck too, and you're like trying to can't see. Get out of my way, kid.
You feel like the Tin Man. You just want a can of oil and put in everything.
Yeah. It's freaking crazy. It's horrible.
But so here's the full Beetlejuice review. I mean, I showed it. Might as well do the whole thing, right? So, because of his face is so white, it kind of washed it out here and there. But I tried to get a couple of good shots of him anyway. But this thing was really impressive. We just saw the packaging, so I'll skip past that. But the figure itself, like I said, I was surprised again that we have 4 different expressions. You don't normally see that with these figures, but since it's just like the face plate, you just swap those out. I really like how they did it. So they're usually pretty good at coming up with like these different gimmicks on, to add extra stuff. But that is spot on, Michael Keaton. That is so good.
That looks awesome.
The thing that threw me off was that they made his hair is all translucent plastic. So on the rotating base, it's very noticeable. It doesn't look right. But when he doesn't have light shining behind him or on top of him, he's just on a shelf. It looks really good. It almost looks like, because again, like in the movie, his hair, because it's all crazy like that, it looks a lot thinner. So I guess it was smart that they did it like that.
Yeah, with the light, it makes it look too yellow.
Yeah. But, when you don't have the light on it, it does look really good. But, yeah, you can see all the detail. I mean, the face likenesses are so spot on. So I am happy that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, again, the different shoes that he had, like the whole outfit that when we first see him, when he comes out of the little makeshift cemetery in the model. Yeah, they captured everything. You get the mold all over his jacket, on his face and his neck. Like, yeah, they did a damn good job. The teeth, how they painted that. Like, I was impressed by this thing, especially at the scale, because it's only like 7 inches. But again, beautiful ball joint for the whole neck. And you could swap out that head and the one that comes with like the cap quite easily. So it's actually, like I said, it's 2 parts. So you'll have the face plate in the front, and then you could pull the whole hair unit out to swap the heads. But again, your kind of classic joints for NECA. So nothing to write home about, but it does the job for what it has to do. Because these things are more like little statues, and you can get them in really nice poses. Nothing too wild, but pretty good. He does have some kind of there's like a ball joint or something underneath the red vest, but I think it's higher up near the chest. So maybe fidgeting around or heating it up a little bit, you might get some more movement out of him. But it's kind of funny too. You see a little pop belly on him. It's not too bad. Like I said, there's definitely some kind of joint in there. Splits aren't too bad. But he never really did any full splits anyway, so no big deal. Upper thigh rotation. He's got, again, your classic NECA joint for the knee with the kind of pivot. And he does have like rocker with the hinge for the feet as well.
Oh, good. So he must stand well.
Yeah, he does. Although you might need to heat it up. I was a little nervous kind of moving that on camera for the first time. But the left one is really stiff, the hinge on that. But the pivot works pretty well. So yeah, here is the other faces he comes with. So yeah, he's got like two that like look off to the side, in various degrees of how he's the goofy expressions that he has, and he's got the angry face as well. So pretty good. Again, it's just two little ports that are like where the hair is and how it kind of connects. But yeah, the one with the cap looks great too. The tour guide thing. But yeah, pretty easy to swap them. No problem there.
Awesome.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm happy that they gave us those options. Because they could have easily like put this in a different box set and only given you like two heads or two faces rather.
Yeah.
But yeah, to give us all four like that, yeah, that was really cool.
Hey, what up, Frankie? Hey, you said China made a knockoff Beagle Goose.
Oh shit. Yeah, and here's the whole hair unit one. So, but yeah, pretty easy how they.
What's that for?
That's the one that doesn't have the cap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one with the cap, that's like glued on. But like you could still swap each of the faces with either head, whichever one you want to use. Here comes the little mouse that he took out of his pocket in the movie. Different hands, and again the paint on there too, like that little bit of mold that's on there. His little ring. His pointing finger. So not too bad. Good amount of little accessories that they gave him. So that one you could use to hold the paper, which again was really cool what they did. They threw in the lantern, which I don't know if that was in another box set or another like a reuse. It might have been. It looks familiar.
Well, Ash had a lantern with him.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the same one. But yeah, I like that they threw in the newspaper with the obituary, like that was cool. And it's like glossy paper, so it's not like anything cheap that'll like fall apart. I did toss him on McFarlane stand. It would have been cool if they added that, because if this is the appearance that we're getting, the first appearance of him, he's flying out of the grave. So they could have thrown some kind of stand in there. Yeah, he doesn't come with any stand whatsoever.
And you know what? They could have really did something awesome with it. So the stand could have doubled as a tombstone. So it was like a tombstone stand. That would have been amazing.
That would have been, yeah. And he should have came with that. He should have came with remember he had the signs pointing to him and everything. Yeah, they should have done that. I don't know, but I do think like for all the accessories and stuff that he does come with, those other ones, I think it's because they rushed it, because they wanted this thing out when the second movie came out and they didn't have time, so they just reissued the first two figures they did with like I think new head sculpts and a little bit better paint job. So I'm assuming we're still going to be getting like the wedding one, with the burgundy suit, and maybe the one that has like the black and white, the classic pinstripe kind of thing that he has. We might see ultimate versions of those. If they do, I would probably pull the trigger on that as well. But yeah, this is just beautiful. I love the original movie. There's a lot that was really good with the second movie. But yeah, overall, I think they did a pretty nice job. And yes, that is the Morpheus chair from the Matrix from the McFarlane set. I kind of fudged him in there. He doesn't really sit that well because of the coat, but I think it works enough.
Yeah, it looks great like that.
Yeah, and especially that it has like that dirty paint job all over it.
Yeah.
Very fitting for him.
Yep.
So, yeah, pretty cool. And oh yeah, I wanted to show you Batman and Superman together. I mean, it was right there, and we never had it. Those bastards. But anyway, yeah, just to kind of show size comparison. So yeah, both of them they're around 7 inches. I think to the very top of the hair, it's 7 inches, but to his skull, it's a little bit shorter. That's fine. And yeah, here he is with Hannibal. So that's the only other one that I have out that's kind of NECA movie related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, you could probably use that base too for him if you want. Yeah, but either way, Pretty cool stuff. And again, I think they did a fantastic job on this guy. You can get really great expressions just by the different hand gestures they gave him, and the pivot, the ball joint in the head. Yeah, I gave him an 8.5 out of 10. I mean, for NECA and what they did here, it's a pretty solid figure. So, and if you're a fan, yeah, I wouldn't sleep on this. I know it might not be everyone's ideal version of Beetlejuice. They either want the white suit with the black lines on it or the wedding one, but still, this thing is beautiful. And this is technically the first time we get to see him is like that. So his first full appearance. So yeah,
we were talking about for a long time. It'd be nice that they finally did an Ultimate, and I mean, here it is. Unfortunately, like for a lot of us, it's like it's money. I mean, these things, they're just not cheap anymore.
They're not. Yeah, this guy was, I think, with tax and everything, like 37 is what he came out to. But still a really nice piece. And again, there's other stuff I did not purchase because again, it's like you said, money's tight. One figure was enough for me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe next week I might get something else, but yeah, that was it for this week on brand new figures. Although I do have a shorter thing I'll show later. I'll let other people go, but then I do have one to do like a 3-minute review on a figure. One that I've had for over a year and a half. I opened up one of my crates and I'm like, okay, I want to review this thing finally. So I'll show you that in a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised, Soul Assassin, but quite honestly, NECA's prices have been going up for years. I mean, back in 2020, you can get a lot of their figures for around $19.99, $21 at the most, and it just kept going up and up and up and up and up. You know, and you know, I will say NECA does really good detailing work and everything like that. For the amount of articulation you see in some of the figures, you're seeing much better from some of the other companies that are selling them for a lot cheaper. They're really just gouging people at this point.
Yeah, like if it's something that's going to have a lot of accessories and stuff like that. I mean, like, I think the amount of shit this guy came with was still really good, so I can't complain too much.
I don't know. I still feel like one of the best package deal I ever got one of these figures from NECA was probably the Alf figure. It seemed like it came with the most accessories.
That was pretty good. I'd say the Predator, the 300th Predator figure they made, the one that was like all like albino. That was, I think, probably the best bang for their buck, because he came with a ton of shit. He was a pretty big figure. He even came with like the poster that showed all of the other Predator figures that they've ever made. Like there was a lot that was in there, and it was roughly like $34. So not bad.
Nice. Who's on deck next? Or did you want me to go again? I do have a couple things.
You or Trina could go.
You go one more time, Tommy, and then I'll go.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get into a review then. So this is one that I've actually had sitting in the back for quite some time. And it's like anything, you know, when I had the money to buy all these figures, I was buying so many of them, I couldn't do every single review. There's just not enough time in the world with my shitty internet to be able to get this many up at any, one juncture. So I finally got this guy out, and it is something because there's a lot of figures being released for this movie. So I dug this guy out and finally got a review, and I wasn't completely pleased with some of it, but I'm going to go and let it speak for itself. It's another two-parter because, as always with me, there's a lot to unpack, especially when I'm not enjoying something. So here we go. Welcome back as we are hanging out with Dark Helmet. Oh, Helmet's getting ready to start taking over Transformers duty pretty soon, aren't you, Helmet? Helmet's going to start introducing Transformers videos himself pretty soon. Piggy's going to find his voice. But today we're hanging out with Helmet, and we are checking out something that is Transformers related. So, by way of Hasbro, we are coming out with one that has been sitting in the back for a very, very long time. We are talking about Studio Series 86 Transformers, the movie, and we are talking about Hot Rod. I actually had a few versions of this one. I had 2 box ones somehow, and then I had a loose one. But yeah, this is the first time we're going to go ahead and get this one out and take a good look at it. Looks pretty cool, like most of the Studio Series 86 ones have. So without further ado, let's open up that box and let's take a look at this thing and see if it was worth it. Oh, right out of the box, here we go with Hot Rod in a very static pose. Let's check out some of that articulation, trying to get my big fat hands in the way. So the arms kind of move up. They turn pretty well. They do not turn in very much at all, though. Like, this is, like, there's like real no turning at this shoulder. This is pretty horrible the way this is done. Like, if you want to turn his arm, you got to kind of almost spin it up and turn it in that way. That's just dumb as shit. No bicep turn. He does have a turn at the elbow. A little over 90 degrees with that elbow, but damn if this freaking port right here doesn't keep opening. The hands, there's hand movement right here. And the fingers. Fingers do open up a little bit. That's kind of cool. Does have a waist turn. Decent enough waist turn. I will say some of the joints on this don't feel extremely tight though. Looks up a fair amount. Looks down a fair amount as well. Side by side, of course. Little bit of tilt side to side, a little bit of that rock. That's not too horrible. Let's see the legs. Wow, look at that kick up. That is a great kick up. Maybe, and see, once again, this keeps unporting. Kick back, not great, but man, that kick forward is freaking tremendous. Let's see, does he get full Van Dams? And yes, he does. Full Van Dams right there for Hot Rod as well. The ball at the top is your turn. There's no actual thigh swivel. It does get well over 90 degree bend on that knee, but it actually kind of folds up forward a little bit, which looks very odd. I'm sure it's probably part of the transformation. Does have a little bit of rock down here. No real pivot back or forth, but does have rock. So let's go ahead and get some of his accessories out and put them in some battle poses.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Yeah, that arm articulation bothered me too. I have that one.
That's so horrible.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, he's still an okay figure for what he is, but
I think the way he looks is decent enough. And what's going on, Cotton, man? Good to see Cotton come right into the chat
up,
with
man?
a drink, because it's Transformer time. You can blame Helmet. And when I say Helmet's going to be taking over, yeah, Helmet's going to start. I'm going to have Helmet doing all the talking. He's just got to find his piggy voice. And somebody's been nibbling at the wall. Yeah, I made sure Shifty was worried that the walls of Jericho were going to fall again, and no, they were fine this time. I made sure they were helmet proof. Yeah, even Van Damme can do a full Van Damme. What's going on, Ancient One, man? Good to see you, buddy. But yeah, I like the aesthetics of the figure. Yeah, but that arm articulation, like, were some of the joints on yours loose as well?
No, it was pretty solid. And that port on the arm, I think it was just your copy, because mine, I didn't have a problem. It didn't keep opening up.
See, and I had a couple. This is one of those figures that I originally bought it in 2020 when I was cleaning up my father's house. So I bought one, forgot I bought it, and then bought a second one. So I had two of them, and it just, the one I decided I was going to open, I guess, happens to be the one with the more loose joints. Okay, go figure.
Yeah.
That's my luck.
But like you said, though, too, like, they reissued these guys a few times, so
yeah,
you know, the molds will probably be a little funky.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they don't re-release them again, because that'd be a sloppy mess. Like, if this one is still an early one, and I've had this one for years back there, you know they're not going to clean up the molds. It's Hasbro; they're cheap.
Yeah, they'd have to just do an update and a new sculpt, you know, a new tool.
But now I'm going to get into the second half. There was one thing that bothered me, and I don't know. You might actually be surprised the score I give this one. I almost felt like I should have went lower on it, but there were certain things aesthetically that were pleasing about it, and some of the things they included with it is really the only reason I gave it as high of a score as I did.
But like you said, though, he looks good. Like, both robot mode and car mode, he does look good.
He does. He does. All right, let's go ahead and get to the second part of Hot Rod and see where they failed and what they did right.
We now return to the Transformers.
So you tuck the one arm in under the forearm, and it opens up a peg where you can put his disc on there that he helped the free cup from that underwater squid or octopus monster, whatever it was. Got Hot Rod into a full kneeling position right here, absolutely perfect, getting him down into that pose. And the same thing that allowed him to put the buzzsaw on his left hand, well, that transforms and it opens up this nice little repair tool like you've seen in the movie where Hot Rod went ahead and did some repairs on Cup. Here we go with Hot Rod with both of his blasters out, pointing up in the air, firing at some Decepticons. Hot Rod also does come with these semi-translucent blast effects for his guns. Hot Rod also does come with this little matrix, a little bit difficult to get it into his hands with his open hand because the way the arms move, the arms don't move very well to be able to bring him in so he can grab it very well. He also does come with this shining matrix effect, which is an absolute pain in the ass to be able to port onto the little matrix, but there you go with that. And one last shot with Hot Rod hanging out with Springer from the 86 Studio Series line to see the size difference between these two figures. Here we go with Hot Rod in his Cybertronian race car form, and I gotta say, this looks like shit. This looks like garbage. I'm sorry, this thing looks super stumpy. Like, this thing, does this unport and port somewhere else? Because this looks like crap. It doesn't appear so. I am not impressed with this vehicle form at all. Like, it's not even staying snapped together right. This is just horrible. Terrible, terrible design. This is definitely going to affect a little bit of the score on this one. That is all we have on this Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. The thing looks great. It has some decent posability, but of course, as always, there always seems to be something that Hasbro misses. The best we can give this one, because it's such a big flop and missing the arm articulation like that, the best that we can give this one is an 8. It's a good number for this one. It really is. Like I said, looks great. I think the colors are really good. I know some people complaining he doesn't look quite as pinkish as he did in the movie, but I think this one is a little bit more accurate to the toy colors and everything. And quite honestly, I like the burgundy look of the toy color better than I like that almost pinkish hue that they had in the movie. So I don't mind these colors the way they are. Anyway, guys, that's all that we have on this one. From Dark Helmet, the master of the sci-fi, and the Transformers pig, we hope that you enjoyed this review. Be sure to let Dark Helmet know what you thought about it.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
I had the same issues when I transformed into the car mode, and then I watched another guy do, I think the same one that we sent the link to Trina for the Frankenstein one. Like that guy, when he transformed, there's a specific way where everything ports in perfectly and everything is seamless. So it's a little tricky how they did it.
Yeah, I eventually got it all ported in, but it is like some of the ports on there, it didn't click right. And I can only assume it's because there are so many things that were kind of like on not the sloppy side, but the slightly loose side that was giving me problems with it, because the things would just easily kind of bend and move when they weren't supposed to when I transformed in. But I eventually got it all snapped in, but it was just, it was kind of a horse's ass. What's going on, Godzillionaire? I'm not really sure if they are or not. Quite honestly, they shouldn't be focusing on games or freaking shows, because both of them suck and they're absolutely getting nothing from it. I mean, look at that Transformers 1. People pining over how great they think that movie is, but if it's so great, then why did it fail, and why are the toys still sitting on the shelves rotting?
Yeah, I never see those figures moving. They're always just there.
Well, that would be weird if they just started moving.
What is this, Toy Story?
They only move
coming.
Don't look.
Absolutely not Time Prophet. If they just transform their own, I'm out, because that's
would
no
be
fun.
awesome.
You know,
those ones that they did.
Yeah, they have that. They have that.
I don't like it, man. It takes the whole fun aspect of like puzzling out of
Tommy
it,
is a purist.
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's more like you know, like in addition to the regular ones, like you have one that you can just tell what to do. That's cool.
Oh,
no, I mean, I you know, it's fine for people that like that. Me personally, I really do enjoy the puzzle aspect of it, and that was the thing that made these things such a hit back in the day. Between GoBots coming out first, and then Transformers hitting the shelves, it was the whole idea of like transforming it, you know, like a puzzle. You know, figure this out. You know, I mean, they always had directions, but you know, if you could figure it out on your own, which that's what I always did. Like back in the day, there was not one that I needed the directions for, but it was that fun puzzle aspect to it because you know, there's just something unique about that.
Yeah.
Being able to figure it out and transform it all on your own, and some of these newer ones though, man, like Hot Rod, I didn't have no problems with. I didn't need the directions; I was able to figure it out. But there's been a few like Prime and a few of the other ones where they got all these stupid things that flip out of the way, and it's like origami is like, dude, this is really not fun to.
Yeah, because if you don't turn a certain piece, you can't get everything to connect properly, or the transformation will get messed up. I think they encourage people not to use instructions. That way they break, and they got to go find and buy another one.
Yeah, right. and some of them are that flimsy too. Yeah, make
yeah.
Transformers great again. No, I do not have any mass toys. I know they're doing reissues.
You don't?
No, the only thing
Really?
I had is I had a couple figures that I'd sold years ago.
Out of all the shit that your dad had, you didn't come back with a single mask vehicle? Wow, that's
no. Yeah, there were some, and if they didn't break, they would wear out like Optimus Prime and his legs. Like if you didn't pull the legs out when you went the gear up, you'd strip the gears and the top of the legs out on the old G1 Prime. It's a common thing. So I have tons of them that I'm working on for repair and everything like that. And that's the biggest problem is all the gears at the top of the leg are stripped out because people would just flip them straight out instead of grabbing the legs and pulling them out by the springs and then sliding them up so the gears weren't engaged the entire time. And that like 90% of those older primes, that's how they did them. They just stripped the shit out of them.
So do they just hang there, the legs?
Yeah. You go to stand him up and he flops backwards, you know. Worn out Optimus Prime is not in his prime.
Optimus past his prime.
Yeah.
Optimus past his prime. Yeah, somebody did a meme of that. Big super chat. Colossal sized bag of premium guinea pig treats for Tommy the guinea pig and his wife and the guinea pig pup so they can week out of complete happiness. Thank you, Angel One. Always appreciate it. Maybe one day if YouTube stops fucking me over almost 6 years now, leave me the fuck alone. Maybe I can actually really get super chats. Wouldn't that be fucking amazing, YouTube? You no good cork suckers. Go to YouTube headquarters and knock down that wall, and knock down that fucking wall. DC's fucking more.
You fucking nice.
You ain't got no legs, Prime. You ain't got no legs. But there we go. Do I have anything else that I could show before Trina goes? I have one other thing I could show from last week if you want, Trina, if you want a little extra time.
I'm ready to go. I just don't want to be like
don't go anywhere. Show us your toys.
Yeah, by all means, go for it. Go for it.
All right. Let's see.
Let it rip.
Don't say that.
This is for you, Tommy.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, shit.
All right. Yep. I had this actually ready last week, but then, had to go because all of a sudden wasn't feeling well. But yeah. So, I got this guy out for you. And this resolution is not looking good. What's that, Slasher?
That's fucking awesome. I love this thing.
Yeah. He looks awesome. I kind of wish it was like a regular NECA box, like the kind with the flap in front. But here.
Yeah. This is with the 8-inch scale, right?
I think so. He's a little bit bigger than the regular ones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, look at his face.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Those colors
very
are
awesome.
fantastic too.
Yep, yep. Awesome details all over him. I love how it actually looks like he's wrapped in the gauze.
Yeah.
Yep. I wish the mummy came like that.
That
But
would have been awesome.
yeah. Yeah, very impressed with how he looks.
How much you paid for this, if you don't mind me asking?
It wasn't actually that much, maybe like around 40 or 45.
Oh, okay. That's not
Yeah.
I remember when they first started doing some reissues, most of them were right around 32 to 34.
Yeah.
But then, I'm not sure if they ever reissued this one or not.
I'm not sure. I think he came out in 2015.
Yeah, because you know, and this is why I could have kicked myself, Trina. So when I was cleaning out my dad's house, we went to a few places up in Philly, Franklin Mills Malls up in Philly, like one of their big indoor malls, and they had this guy sitting in a FYE for $20, and
The same exact one?
Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
go back and get it, and I never did because they had him. They had like Stranger in a Strange Land or Somewhere in Time, one of those other ones, and I was going to go back for him, and I never did, and I could kick myself for not doing it at freaking $19.99.
Oh man, that's an awesome price.
Yeah.
That's a steal for this guy.
Damn, this thing is 10 years old?
Yeah. Yep, not much movement in the arms, which I was actually surprised about. I mean, it's just to represent the album cover, but I thought there'd be more movement in his arms. And but yeah, he doesn't actually have much articulation at all. And that's as far as his legs will open that way. And even that way is limited.
So he's one of those ones you should keep in the box, I guess, right?
Or if you're just gonna stand him up, yeah, I kept him. I'm keeping him in the box. But yeah, see, like that's as far as his knee will go. So yeah, very very limited movement on him.
Yeah, and it's the same thing that I had a problem with the Johnny Lawrence figure.
Yeah.
From Karate Kid. There was like, same thing with Spalding. It was kind of limited, but I think even the Spalding one had a little bit more movement than that.
I'm okay with it though, because I mean, really, it's just a statue. I mean, you're not really supposed to get him into all kinds of action poses.
Yeah, but what if he wants to fight Batman?
You can make anything happen with your toys.
Like they gave him the Kopesh sword.
What if he wants to have a fucking cup of tea with strawberry shortcake, you know?
Don't get me started. Best I can do is blueberry muffin.
This guy sent his medical gauze.
And yeah, his staff that like
nice.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
They always do such a great job with that stuff, the fabrication work.
Yeah, the little tiny details. I mean, like that was impressive.
Yeah, the snake is a real nice fucking. That's awesome.
Did they have? By the way, did they have names on the boxes of these two, or just on the Ultimates?
What do you mean by names on the boxes?
Oh, like the people who worked on it.
Oh man, I can't remember. I can go back to the beginning to where it's the box is rotating and check. But I wanted to show how tall the staff is.
Oh, wow.
I had to move the camera. Yeah, it's pretty
Very
cool.
nice.
So that bottom piece, it's separate so that you can get it through his hand, and then you put the bottom piece on, and then stand it up.
Yeah, McFarlane used to do that with a lot of their like the weapons.
Yep. And he will stand, but I put him like that just for
it's a safer bet.
Yeah.
On the package, his face looks a lot more yellow than when you took the figure out of the box.
I see what you mean.
All right, okay, now I'm seeing. All right, I'm seeing just how yellow it is now.
The light
it's probably
makes
just
it
the
look,
light. Yeah, the lighting.
Yeah, Yeah, it's
But-
the same issues I was having with Beetlejuice because it's such a light paint that when the light hits it, it gets extra bright.
Well, see, that's why you got to play around with your light. Like all the lights that I
Yep.
use, I got multiple different things. So you got like the daytime, the bright white, and then there's another
Yeah.
dulled out one.
I have
sometimes I have to play with them too, so the figure doesn't wash out.
Yeah, there's like 3 different levels on the lights that I have, so I kind of mess around with that a little bit.
Yeah, I usually find that if I go with the daylight version of the light, usually it doesn't wash anything out. It's usually the
good.
bright white like LED look that usually washes everything.
Yeah.
No artist names on this, Vinny.
Oh no? Okay.
No. So yeah, there you go, Tommy. You wanted to see that.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you,
that's
Trina.
awesome.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I want to get. Like I got all the other ones, minus because I'm positive I seen Stranger in a Strange Land and Somewhere in Time when I was there too. So those two and this one are the only ones I didn't get. I got all the other ones.
You have
and
the Peace of Mind one, right?
Yeah, Peace of Mind. I've got Aces High. I've got the Number of the Beast. Wasn't there one other one? I thought there was one other one. Oh, the Trooper. The Trooper.
The Trooper, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got all those, and I would say out of all of them, I think the Number of the Beast was the biggest stinker because it had like absolutely like zero articulation to it. It was more of
actually-
a
Oh yeah, it was
statue.
the statue. Yeah,
I didn't actually get that one, but I'm kind of wishing I did.
It's nice looking, but I mean, I wish they would have did something because he does have a hard time kind of standing because of the way they did the legs, and I hate when they do the static legs like that, especially if there's any kind of warpage or like wearing out of the mold over time, and all of a sudden it doesn't want to stand right. So I mean, without the base, that thing would not stand at all. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Derek Riggs did the album cover. Yeah, he Time Prophet also said the Snarl was based on Clint Eastwood.
Oh, cool. And thanks for that info, Time Prophet.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's awesome. I've been waiting to see it. Thank you, Trina. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an awesome looking figure.
I have yet to see one of those Iron Maiden figures in my local stores.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I have seen the Trooper in a local collectible store, but that's it. All the rest I've had to find online. I had to find everything online.
I know, it's getting crazy.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the Iron Maiden ones since I got all the ones I got. So, like every once in a while, one of my stores might have a one here or there, but for the longest time, all they had was freaking Aces High, and I finally decided to get them since they didn't have anything else. But really cool. Even though they lack a little bit of articulation, I still think they're really cool representation of the album covers, and that's what you want anyway when you're picking up these things. So, oh, there was one other one they did. They did years ago. They did it wasn't the Killers album. It was their very first album where he almost looks like he has pinkish hair. They did that one years and years and years ago, and that was another one I could never find.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that one.
All right, Time Prophet. Thanks for stopping in. I hope that you have a good one.
Yeah,
Night, Time Prophet.
Have a good one.
Later.
Anybody else, or should I go again?
I'll go.
All right, cool.
I got quite a few pickups this past 2 weeks.
Oh, hell yeah. Daddy Warbucks in the house.
He's like, I got your pickups right here.
Yes and no, because I did get some new figures, but I also raided the $5 bin at one of my stores.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
I got this motherfucker for $10.
Nice.
R2. The R2 I had didn't have the fucking sticker at all. No, a piece of a sticker is better than no sticker at all.
Does he still have the clicky head?
Yeah. It moves. Didn't
Nice.
they make an R2 that had the fucking slot with the lightsaber?
I know they did one. I know they did one with a lifting antenna piece. I
thought there was one where you could put the fucking lightsaber in there.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure. I never bought when I was a kid, or should I say, my father never got me a lot of the Return of the Jedi ones. So
Okay, wait.
I
The
didn't
X-wing.
see them
Didn't
all.
the X-wing have R2, like the top of R2 in the back?
Yeah, the X-wing did. Yeah, and you push down on the head, and it
Did
would make
that
the
have
sound
the
effects.
antenna? Did that have the antenna or the lightsaber
No,
thing? Oh.
no. It was just a silver dome
Yeah.
part of the top of his head.
You know, not bad for $10.
Mm-hmm.
And Trina earmuffs, because I'm gonna be talking about wrestling figures. So
That's all you gotta do. You just gotta tell her muffs. Put in your earmuffs.
So yeah, rating the $5 bin. Like going back to Vinnie complaining about the Ravishing Rick Rude figure. A lot of these wrestling figures, they're not going to be exact. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a little something off. Like
Well, the older
Mysterio's
ones.
going to be a little tall, or Andre the Giant's going to be a little short. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So from the $5 bin, I got this little beat up Tommy Dreamer.
That's pretty good, even for back in the day. Like that's
someone
pretty good.
stabbed him in the eye with a fucking marker, but I think it's fitting for Tommy Dreamer anyway, because he was always fucking busted open, like even on his T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, they made him a little too diesel. Like Tommy Dreamer is a big burly motherfucker, but he's not like cut up like that. Like look at that, his arm is huge. He is a big dude, but he's not like. Look at that. That's like Tony Atlas back in the day. Fucking.
You gotta write a letter to that company.
This is definitely Jack's. This is. I can tell that this one is a Jack specific one.
Mm-hmm.
This one too. I could tell this is a Jack specific one. Umaga. Anyone remember? William Regal used to call him Umanga.
Umanga.
The night you're going to be facing Umanga. Yeah.
I never heard that.
Yeah, I like this, but. This one thing too that they got off. They made his fucking braids way too short. He had fucking long, like down past his neck type fucking braids.
Yeah.
Well, I think wasn't it early in his career they were a little bit shorter though?
I thought when he was with the tag team with the other guy, he had shorter. Remember when he was remember they were like Samoan dressing like fucking wearing like FUBU shirts and shit.
Yeah, like Samoan hit
party
or
3-minute warning. That was it. 3-minute warning.
Yeah.
Umanga. I like that the fucking they always get the tattoos good on these.
The Samoan bulldozer.
Samoan bulldozer. Yep. Mm-hmm. Look, even on the back of his fucking head.
That's cool.
Well, R.I.P. Umanga. He's dead.
When did he die?
A while ago.
Yeah, like I think it was the 2000s.
Oh, early 2000s.
All right, now talking about a little bit off, right? Mm-hmm. So these next three, these ones are really off, but these are guys I wanted for my collection and for $5. Why the fuck not? This Ricky Steamboat figure is both awesome and a little wimpy looking, right? Ricky Steamboat was fucking jacked. He was.
But for like Jack's Pacifics, they still had a really good. I think he did a nice
I can't
job.
tell if this is Jack's or if it's early Mattel. I can't. My eyes can't look at the fucking bottom anymore.
I swear I'm looking at that and I'm thinking Mattel because I don't remember Jack's ever having that really big open pin design like that in their figures.
Okay, because it might be early Mattel because the early Mattel ones, their legs only moved this way. They didn't go outward, you know. But this is what I thought was awesome. Oh, other than they gave him the headband, because that's how I like Ricky Steamboat with the headband.
Nice.
But the detail on the fucking pants, the dragon shit, that's awesome. I decided to give him the big gold belt. Why not? I had it laying around. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, see,
fucking best.
And all right, because I wanted them for my collection, they're a little small looking. What? Oh yeah. They made them a little way too like Randy Orton. You know, like Diesel, but like lean Diesel.
Yeah, they need to be a little thicker.
Gigantic Roid Freak Diesel.
Yeah.
But for $5, I needed some Road Warrior figures for my collection.
Yeah, it's a good pickup.
But they're old school shit too.
Oh yeah, I'm happy. I got to meet Hannibal like 2 years before he died.
He told me.
Yeah, he was a nice guy though. He was really nice.
I don't know. They probably came with the shoulder pads. I'd imagine they came with the shoulder pads.
Yeah, they would have had to.
Probably pay like $30 for those on eBay, but whatever. So
time profit, no man. Who do you think did He-Man and the Masters of the Universe? It's Mattel.
Newer figures, because you motherfuckers got me getting these newer figures now.
Blame Adam.
Boom.
Oh shit!
Fucking Ninja
Nice. The
Turtles
Wanderer.
are fucking awesome.
The Wanderer, right? Yeah.
It doesn't say the Wanderer.
No, it's just Leonardo. Okay.
No,
All right. No, these are. Oh shit! So they re-released these individually.
Yeah.
Holy
so,
shit! See, these only originally came in a 4-pack, and the
Oh,
4-pack
okay.
was almost $160. That's nice that they're releasing them individually. Very nice.
Yeah.
But they made me like when I first saw these. Well, I saw them in the store. I was like, oh, I want to get this. No, I fucking definitely want to get these. I automatically thought there was a Build-A-Figure because it comes with a loose Casey Jones mask.
Oh,
But no, there's no Build-A-Figure for these. But these are fucking awesome. I was able to find everyone except Donatello. So I'm short one. But
Which it's just odd because usually Donatello is usually the peg warmer at most stores.
and he comes with the Mauser. You see the Mauser down there?
Yeah.
And
nice.
Leo comes with, I don't know, what the fuck is this guy's name? You have this figure, right? You see the head of that
That's
guy?
the Utron. It's the alien guys. It's the same thing like Krang.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Krang is from the Utrons. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a loose fucking damaged Utron. But that's awesome. He comes with a bow and arrow. Mikey comes with, what is that? A comma? That fucking, you see the weapon under those gears?
Yeah.
Is that called a comma?
Yeah, it's a comma. Yeah. The comma is a sickle. A comma. Yeah.
Yeah, one of Mikey's nunchucks got loose, and I was tired of them rattling around, so I opened the box and just put them in his hand. But yeah, man, these are fucking awesome. I just got to find Donatello somehow.
They're pretty solid figures too, from what I remember seeing. So I will give NECA that when they did these TMNT layered ones, man. Most of those freaking bigger ones, like the Turtles and all the other ones, they are solid figures.
I definitely fucking dig this line.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I have the Wanderer is basically the same mold as those, and it's such
Same
a solid
packaging
figure.
too, right? The packaging's basically the same, right?
Yeah, basically the same, just different artwork on it. But yeah, amazing figures, man. Those are amazing finds.
Yeah, these are
But
awesome.
holy shit, I didn't even know they were doing those individually. That might give me a second chance to be able to get those damn turtles this time because like I said, the 4-pack was way overpriced, I thought, and it didn't really come with that much. It came with their basic weapons and I think like a couple extra pairs of hands and a couple heads, and that was it. It did.
Yeah, some of them got a couple of them got like an extra arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Raph had a bandage arm.
Yeah, Raph also has an extra, like, I think it's the back for his bandana.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not draped over his shoulder, so it's like going outward, sideways, outward.
Okay. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, these are fucking awesome figures. And it's fucking numbers 25, 26, and 27. So is this from that last Ronin line?
No. The last Ronin line is a lot different in their aesthetics. And plus, all those guys, they got like really weird outfits in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And they originally the only one they released was Mikey because he's the last Ronin. In case you didn't know, that storyline's old enough.
Isn't that the picture of the last Ronin box?
That's actually the Wanderer.
Okay, and now what about these pictures?
Those are all regular because that's Rat King. That's an enforcer for the foot. And then
okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, the artwork for the last Ronin is all completely different from the mainline comic book stuff. I mean, because it's its own separate little comic. So
that Raph, I was very tempted on that one from the last Ronin. I thought it looked really good.
With all the arrows and everything you put in, showing his death and everything, that's pretty cool.
I was tempted, and when I finally I was going to pull the trigger, Best Buy didn't have it anymore. I'm like, I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I have never seen any of those, surprisingly, other than like the Sinjay robots.
Okay.
And I think I might have seen Akari once, but I can't remember if it was Last Ronin or if it was regular storyline one.
All right, of this line I have, this is the one where they made the correct Baxter Stockman, right? Where he's a black guy?
Yep.
Okay.
They also did a Kirby figure for that line too, which I'd seen it a few times. I was going to pick it up and I just didn't have the money to get it, and now that shit's long gone.
I know.
Because in case you didn't know, that's where Eastman and Laird got the bulk of the storyline script from, was Jack Kirby's run on Daredevil.
Yep.
Really awesome, though,
But yeah,
man.
if any of you guys go into the stores around you and you find that fucking Donatello of that line, hit me up, please.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll keep an eye out as well. Yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and show something else, and then whoever's next can go next after this.
Yeah, I'll go after.
We're going to get into more Indie's toy history lesson. So we already hit toys from the past. Now, Indie toy history lesson. We're going to delve into Transformers. Pop, if you're still out there, have another drink, buddy.
Welcome, one and all. I am your Professor Indy of the Guinea Pig Collective. And now, we are going to get into some toy history. Welcome back with me, Indy, your toy history professor, as we get into another toy history lesson. So, as many of us remember, or maybe not, as I explained the origins of the Transformers mini cars, many of us remember Bumblebee, maybe Cliff Jumper, and then the ever so often forgotten about Bumble Jumper, or who later just got shortened to Bumper car that was never released in the official Transformers Hasbro line. It was, however, available in the Takara micro-change line. Now, many of these cars were based on something else that Takara had created much early on, which was the Kuro Q line. So what were the Kuro Q toys? The Kuro Q toys from Takara were deformed miniature cars that had pullback motors, that had a slot in the back end, hence the head on Bumblebee, Cliff Jumper, and Bumper that looked slightly out of place, that you would place a penny in the slot. This allowed the car to do tricks such as doing wheelies or maybe spinning out of control. So not only did they gain popularity because of their smaller size and affordability, but also because of their deformed aspects. This was very appealing to a lot of young kids, and they also created ones for the collector market that had moving headlights and other sorts of things on there to make them more high-end for those collectors. Created in 1978 and still running to the present, Kuro Q is still out there for the interested collector. And as is the case with anything that becomes overly popular, Kuro Q toys became so popular that they even received video games, including this Nintendo 64 video game. And as a side note, in addition to the penny racers, the Kuro Q pullback cars were also marketed under Tonka late in 1980 as Tonka Turbo Tricksters. Anyway, that has been today's toy history lesson with me, Indy, of the Guinea Pig Collective. Thank you for joining me, your Professor Indy, on this toy history lesson.
That was cool.
It's always fun to dig back into some of the things that people may have not have known or may have just forgotten about, because a lot of those things were almost flash in the pans. But I was kind of surprised to find out that the Kuro Q and maybe to a smaller degree some of the penny racers are actually still available out there. I didn't expect that, because it's not something I usually stumble across. But yeah, it was interesting design, because I know a lot of people always like, why was the head on Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper so odd? You know, it's because it's based off of that. And I've always known that, but I have never actually brought it out and presented exactly why and shown it off. So, I mean, it was something that was long overdue, I felt.
Yeah. I remember listening. Yeah, those penny races were awesome. We had a bunch of those. It was pretty cool.
But, yeah, all you, Vin.
All right. Let me share screen. So, yeah, this thing, again, I've been sitting on him for... Yeah, I haven't opened him until today, guys. So you know what? Screw it. I want to open this thing finally, because I'm such a huge fan of Spider-Man. This was the Amazing Fantasy 15 Marvel Legends. I think he was an exclusive to Target, but yeah, I know they're re-releasing him soon, from what I saw. But I want to do a full review on this guy finally. So, yeah, let's open this thing up.
Hey everyone, this is Vinnieart. I'm a former lead designer of McFarlane Toys and a comic book creator. Today, I'm going to be doing a quick review on this Amazing Spider-Man 15 to be exact. This thing I had for about a year and a half. I just found him again, in my storage. So I figured let me do a review on this guy. I'll finally break him open. I think they're re-releasing him now anyway. So if you're looking for him, I think it's going to be coming out like in another month. So here's that Spidey out of the package, and I gotta say, like, the proportions and stuff are really nice. He's a slightly shorter Spider-Man than your regular ones, like the retro carded stuff. But again, he's supposed to be the teenager version, so he's not. His muscles aren't as defined either, because the other ones are like super ripped. But and he does have the blue spider on the back, just like the Amazing Fantasy number 15. So there you go. I do like the colors on him though. Our articulation is pretty damn nice. He does come with wall curling hands. He comes with gripping hands, I guess for this, and he comes with his whip hands. He also has the armpit glider stuff, the folded versions, and the ones that are extended. And here are the armpit wings, the folded versions. I think I did this correctly. It's just a port that goes right into the bicep. Let me see. I'll just knock it off. Yeah, there's a little hole in the bicep there, and it just goes into there. Here is Spidey with his flying squirrel wing things, which I think this is the most retarded thing I've ever seen Hasbro do. It looks terrible. I was spending way too much time trying to figure this out. This was just piss poorly done, and they don't even stay in place properly. They look terrible. So stop doing that, Hasbro. I think his posability is really great. He's a lot of fun. That's for sure. The only thing he really needs is the toe articulation. So other than that, I think this is pretty damn awesome. His posability is fantastic as well. Got like a nice center of balance. Good stuff. And here is Spidey with the Secret Wars Captain America. So I think they look pretty cool together. I really like the colors on the Spidey as well. Yes, Spidey's one of my favorite characters, and to get a really nice representation of him, fully articulated, lots of accessories and stuff. Yeah, this is nearly perfect. Some hinges, I think, on the toes, and an alternate Peter Parker head would have put this thing over the top for sure. Hey, everyone.
So yeah, I gave him about a 9.5. This thing is pretty damn amazing. No pun intended, but beautiful, beautiful version. I think probably one of the better Spider-Man figures they've ever made. Even while we're sitting on panel, I'm kind of fidgeting around and putting him in different poses. He's just a lot of fun. So
I tell you what. Yeah, here's where I think that they could have did the web things under his arms a little bit better. If they would have just made it out of a stretchy material and permanently attached to the arms and the chest, so it would just stretch out but not hinder the movement, like a really flimsy elastic type stuff. That could have worked.
They tried something like that with the Banshee figure, and it's a material.
It didn't work.
It does not look good. So it's just like, because either it's going to have to be too big, or it's going to limit his articulation of the movement. So it's like, it's better to just don't do it then, because if you don't know how to do it, then don't do it. And it feels like they don't want to, actually spend the time and try to figure it out or engineer it properly. So it's like, okay, well then make sure you have the other aspects of the figure done properly. Because like, there was only, I think, like 2 other figures that they actually gave the proper hinge joint for the toes. And it was the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, which he has the same colors, except the whole spider on his chest is like off to the side and way bigger. But he has like a bulbish looking head. You can just swap the heads out. But and then the other one was, I think it was the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, where he had more of like the like a deep blue, like metallic-y blue looking color for his costume. which it's still a nice figure, but this is the superior one if you ask me, because it has more. Again, he's a little bit shorter than your regular Marvel Legends Spider-Man, but it makes more sense since he's supposed to be, again, like a 15, 16-year-old kid. He's not supposed to be, fully grown. Because the other ones, like they all the musculatures, they made him extra ripped. This one, it's a little bit more subtle. Like he's in shape, but it's not as defined. And I think it works a lot better with Spider-Man, And since it's not pure black that they used, it's like a really deep, dark gray instead of like pure black. So it really, I don't know, it works a lot better in person too. Or you can kind of see here and the way the light hits it. It's really nice. It's almost like a charcoal kind of gray. But yeah, this thing is gorgeous. Like they did one hell of a great job on this figure.
Yeah, I love the web for hanging too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that they added that. Because I know they said they released it with a bunch of different ones, but I don't own any of those. This is the only one that I have that he actually comes with that. So that's pretty neat. By the way, quick tip. If you get some of like the clear Glad wrap or something like that, and you just take like a sliver of it, you could just kind of twirl it, and it makes like a perfect webbing for Spidey. You could do like a bunch of little knots in it as well. So if you have like either Marvel Legends or even like the 12-inch figures, I saw a couple of different people do that, and it's pretty sick. It'll even look a little bit thinner than this and a lot better as well. So
very nice.
There you go. But yeah, pretty cool.
Awesome looking figure. Godzillionaire says, so this is the AEW build Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's going to take our Giants. One punch.
One punch lady.
By the way, I think that black suit, the Secret Wars one that everyone's trying to get, it's the same exact body as this one. So, and it makes sense. If like that's the one that they want is like their definitive black suit Spider-Man, it makes a lot of sense because this figure is, like I said, it's really fun to pose around. And you could get him into some really killer poses. So, yeah.
Very awesome.
Good stuff.
Who's next? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? I guess the pig is next again. I got one last thing in the bullpen. Yeah, so this is another one. This one, I was not happy with this. And this is two figures in a row from this line that have really disappointed me after all the other ones have been pretty damn stellar. And it's actually it's not Transformers this time. And it pisses me off because I've been having such fun collecting them. Now I'm debating on whether I even want to bother collecting any more at all from them. Because not happy with this. So another two-parter, I'm just going to let it speak for itself. Just not a happy camper.
We are hanging out with Barnes, the BattleBot and G.I. Joe Pig, but today Barnes is going to be stepping out of his comfort zone as Rorschach is still a little bit under the weather. So Barnes is going to be hanging out with us this time in conjunction with Nickelodeon from Mattel. We got Turtles Grayskull. We got Tila, the shell-kicking warrior goddess. Let's hope that this one is slightly better than the Skeletor one that I reviewed. I was quite disappointed. As always, the incredible artwork on the back of this thing. Exactly what you want to see. So let's go ahead, let's get Tila out of that packaging and take a look at her. And here we go with Tila, warrior goddess in a half shell, right out of that packaging. Not too bad looking. Well, once again, the coloring and everything on these things looks phenomenal. Like it's got this weird, I'm not sure if that's like tealish or whatever that color, that weird greenish blue look that's on there. It's metallic. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, there goes a claw arm. It just kind of fell off. But it got like the goldish chains around the waist and everything. The nice detailing on this soft rubber cloak piece that's on there. And obviously there's ports on the back for the shell, which we will get to that in a second. Let's check out some of the articulation. So of course the arms go all the way up and along to the side. They can turn, but these pauldrons will kind of get in the way and hinder that movement just a little bit. There is no bicep cut like a lot of these newer ones are doing. There's no more bicep cuts. They put everything right down here at the elbow. So your twist and everything that you want is at the elbow. 90-degree turn on that elbow, not very much. There is some movement in the hand. It's kind of limited. There is a little bit of pivotal well, and this is what I don't like. This is such a cheap connection point. These things want to pop back off. But there is a little bit of pivot over here in the wrist. Not a whole lot. Traditional waist turn right there. Nothing special. No hula hoop, nothing like that. She's got some range in the head, but this big fluffy cloak on the back kind of gets in the way. Let's see, does her ponytail turn at all? Yes, the ponytail does turn, so you can kind of get her looking back a little bit more if you move the ponytail away. Looks down a fair amount. Kick up in the legs, not bad for an origin figure. Even the kickback is pretty decent on this one. Sometimes they're kind of hit and miss. Flare all the way out. She gets the full Van Dams. She'll be doing some sexy poses, right? Only just barely a 90-degree on that bend on the knee. That's actually kind of shit. But she does have the turn right there in the knee as well. Does she have a boot cut? Yes, she does have a boot cut at the top over there on the shin. She does have the pivot. And there should be, yep, there's a little bit of rock in there as well. So not too bad. Let's go ahead. We'll get her in some poses and get out some of her extra accessories.
The initial thoughts on that one, it doesn't look bad. Like usually, every single one of these, the paint has been spectacular on it. Like even that Skeletor one, the paint job, just tremendous on that. And the same thing with this one. But like those little clip-on arm spike things, man, they did not want to stay on for shit. The minute you start moving the arm, blop right off. Like, oh man,
yeah, they look like they'll be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah, they just and like the whole idea. At least they moved her. They gave her a moving ponytail, so you can kind of get her head moving a little bit more. Otherwise, her head wouldn't have moved at all. The way the ponytail kind of curls in the back, and it sits right up against the cloak. I thought for sure that the helm would be removable. It is not. It is molded right to the head. So that's a little bit of a miss, I think. They should have had that thing pop off. But
yeah, I agree. I hate when they go cheap like that.
Yeah, and when I get into the second half of this is when you're going to really see why I got like frustrated with it. And boy, did it piss me off. And it just feels like Mattel is just really downgrading everything they're doing with this line. Like, I mean, the first two waves were just incredible figures all the way around, every single one that I picked up. Skeletor and her from this last wave that just came out, because they got another wave that's getting ready to hit right now, but they did 2 in a row from this same wave have just been barely mediocre. Like, it's really depressing. But when I play the second part, you're going to understand why I got so frustrated with this figure. And oh man, it just, yeah, I don't know what the Mattel is thinking, but this is a sure as hell way to kill a line, and this is a sure as hell way to piss people off as they're getting ready to start their next crossover with Thundercats. Not good, not good. But I'm going ahead and let it speak for itself.
Here we go with Teal trying to show off her assets. Unfortunately, I will say that a lot of the detailing that they had in some of the earlier figures, including April O'Neil, and yeah, it seems to be a little bit lost on this one. There's definitely some things that they left out in the way of detailing and the molding of these bodies. It just doesn't look as good. It really does appear that Mattel is dropping the ball on these. And as I was moving this arm, you hear that? It sounds like it wants to snap. That shit. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of her stuff and see how it fares. Here we go with Tila in a bit of an action pose, wielding her big double-handed sword. Barely gets in the hand because there is a serious lack of articulation in these arms. Like, oh my goodness. But even with these tiny little feet, she is able to stand up fairly well on her own. And of course, you see we got her big turtle shield that sits onto the ports on her back. Now, while the range of movement does allow her to make a semi-kneeling position. And of course, you could take that shield at the back and put it in her hand. It is not perfect, and it is nowhere near as good as the April one. The April one had such a better range of movement than this one. It really does appear that Mattel is beginning to drop the ball. This is 2 figures in a row I've done, the Skeletor and this Tila figure from this wave of the Turtles of Grayskull, and it really does feel like the quality is going down. And as we close out right here, it looks like Tila is going to, well, go ahead and use your imagination. This figure absolutely drops a lot of points. Huge problems with some of the articulation on this thing, a lot of the articulation. And the way that one joint is cracking and creaking like it feels like the arm's about ready to snap off, this is a huge downgrade to some of the other Turtles of Grayskull figures that were put out by Mattel. This is pretty freaking bad, man. I just don't understand how they knock out the first few waves and the figures are great, and then we go to something like this, going into this huge quality control problem where things just are not the way that they should be. So because of that, the best that we can give this one, the best that we're going to give this one is a 6. This is another big disappointment. This is a huge disappointment. It would have got a little bit better of a score if the arm wasn't creaking. It feels like the plastic's going to snap. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with Barnes, the G.I. Joe and BattleBot Pig stepping in for the Turtles of Grayskull figure. We hope that you enjoy it, and be sure to let Barnesy know what you thought about this one.
And the masters of the universe. Heroes in a half.
Carol Power.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, what a shame.
It is. And the one thing when I mentioned her assets, when I did the April O'Neil figure, she had some junk in the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it looks like they gave her like a little boy ass or something. Like I was like, what the shit is that?
Yeah, it's terrible.
This is a weird conversation.
I agree. But, you know,
brought to you by Tommy, the Guinea Pig Collective.
Hey, I just got to point out the obvious things. Like it's, I don't know. There's something like very off about this figure, and it really is a shame because some of the other female figures that they've done in Turtles Grayskull, especially the April O'Neil, were absolutely stellar. And this one just is like a huge step back from what they were doing already. I just don't get it. And like that arm creaking and cracking like that, I messed with it for probably another 10, 15 minutes afterwards. And eventually some of the creaking started to go away. But it's still, I'm like worried, well, did something just break off inside of it? Because the whole arm had popped off at one point. And I was like, wow, really?
Holy shit.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing over at Mattel, but man, they are fudging it right now. Yeah. I just don't understand. And now's the time for them to step up and just really put out freaking, hits. If they, what Hasbro like flopping around, they don't know what they're doing, and invested everything in the Pony Express into the freaking one movie, and that's yielded them nothing. They've got an open window to really step up their game and really snag a huge chunk of the toy market by putting out some excellent toys. And it just doesn't seem like they care to invest the time anymore.
They're all retarded. But again, the majority of these people, they outsource to China anyway. So I think maybe that's why they don't really care.
China.
Sometimes I miss the way he said China.
Oh, shit. That was good.
Hey, Miss Martin Muses. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah, it really is a shame. And like, it really does have me questioning whether or not I want to get any more of these things. There was a few of the figures I definitely want to get. Like I want to get the, I think it's a second or third wave. They had Michelangelo. There was also the Raphael one I haven't found yet from the second wave. And they've already gotten wave 4. They're coming out with another Mikey. And I'm like, really? Like, we're already doing this?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these in stores.
I've got to go out to multiple Targets to find some of them anymore. Usually they've been flying off shelves because, like I said, the first, two waves were amazing.
Yeah. I think they might have them in my
correction.
Store.
Yeah, the only place I saw them was Books A Million. They were in a weird end cap, and they only had it was 2 figures. I think it was the Man at Arms one, and the Fakor He-Man. One of the. He had the purple skin, but he had like blonde hair.
That's just regular mutated He-Man.
Oh, okay. Well, those are the only two I've seen in stores.
And that's wave 1. Wow.
Yep. Yeah. I haven't seen any of the new ones.
Yeah, because wave 2 He-Man is the one you picked up, where it is the stealth ninja He-Man.
Oh, okay. The one that had the short.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. I haven't seen any of like those newer ones. Nothing like that.
Yeah, it really pissed me off I didn't pick up that Slaker one, the Slash Faker.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, for those if you're looking for figures in Best Buy and stuff, a friend of mine told me that up by him they took all of the action figures out of Best Buy.
What?
Yep. I haven't been to the one by me in a while, but yeah. He told me, by him, they're all gone.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, we knew that they were going to get rid of that stuff again, like just they did with everything else to get rid of everything physical.
Yeah, it sucks.
What are they going to do? Just carry appliances from now on?
Right. Until they don't.
They won't be around for very long.
One day you can't get dishwashers anymore. Unless you go to Mexico.
They're going to have outsourcing for dishes.
You're outsourcing our Ninja Turtles to China. It's very bad, very bad.
We're going to bring them back.
We're going to make the turtles great again.
Oh, yeah, this is
working on the mutagen.
The mutagen that was created a lab in Wuhan.
It was all America, folks. It was all American. The mutagen was straight from here.
The evil Baxter Stockman was the mastermind of the entire thing.
that was it. Peter Hotez. He looks like the fly guy.
Baxter Stockman.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, but that was all I had. Anybody else? But anything else?
Yeah,
I showed my haul this week.
That's it.
All right. That's it.
That's all she wrote.
Well, I guess we're going to move into our last segment of the evening. I could show off the toy hunt from last week, but I don't know if that's necessary. I'll leave it up to you guys.
Okay.
The one you showed last week?
Yeah. In case anybody missed it.
Oh.
I missed it.
Okay. Well, I'll play that one again then.
Let her rip.
Not unless you guys want to see that dog again. Here we go with toy hunt.
Homosexual dog you're talking about?
Hey, you leave this boat alone.
Gaylord. The Optimus with the baby arms looks so weird and creepy.
I know, right? It's like a cheap kid's toy. It should be in a dollar store.
Yeah, I'd say he's like deformed. Like he's got little chicken wings.
Damn it, you showed that Papa Shango figure again. Tell me you
I
went
know.
back and fucking threw that shit in the diaper aisle to hide it.
I didn't have a chance to go back to that Walmart, man. Things have been so bad. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I gotta limit my trips now. Right now, it's just, it's horrible. But I was thinking about that Cactus Jack figure. The one thing I wish they would have did is I wish they would have just gave him his Wanted shirt.
The Dead or Alive shirt. It's pretty. Looking at the packaging now, it's pretty stupid that they have him in that Dead or Alive shirt, but the figure is not the. Why do they keep doing that? You got to stop doing that shit.
Just bad.
That was a cool
the
toy,
figure still
huh?
looks cool though. The Cactus Jack figure does look cool, but I would prefer him with the Dead or Alive shirt.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's so fitting that I showed that last week with the Beetlejuice, and then Vinny's got that sucker in hands. I mean, I thought it looked amazing, and yeah, sure enough, just killer shit.
I was not expecting to find him. When I went into the store, I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, because again, it's there's the only place that I was able to see something like that was Walmart. They have like near where the video game section is. There's like a little like display of stuff. And I was like, okay, this is pretty damn sweet. So yeah, I pulled the trigger. I'm like,
I told you it looked killer. Like,
oh yeah, I think that's the thing. I'm a fan of that. I was a huge fan of the original movie. Even the new one had a lot of good stuff in it. So I'm like, yeah, I think I need this. And I'm happy I got him too, because like that likeness on the Michael Keaton faces are incredible in person. I mean, yeah, that's something else.
I so wanted it, man. It was like, it's like a shame, you don't have a kid that you could just like jam some articles up their shirt or something like that. Hey, don't worry about it. We're going to be fine. They can't arrest you.
Having a little drug mule and you're fucking
kids all loaded out, walking out with all kind of looks like he's 300 pounds.
Oh, wait. All right, Tommy, I'm looking at it now. Under that fucking shirt Cactus Jack is wearing is the Dead or Alive shirt.
Oh, okay. All right,
Hang on,
sweet.
I'll show a
Okay,
picture.
that's cool as shit.
I'll show a picture.
All right. Yeah, because a lot of those superstar figures, they do have the removable cloth clothing. So yeah, that's sharp. All right. Nah. See, that's the Cactus Jack I want to see too.
Yeah, that's cool. At least that you can do that.
Yeah, that is. He wish he looked like that.
Yeah, I'm sold.
Hey,
I definitely
fucking doing fucking curls and fucking bench pressing and shit.
I definitely want him and Papa Shango. I mean, tell you the truth, and I know Vinny doesn't like the guy. I wouldn't even mind having the Honky Tonk Man, but it's still.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like the Honky Tonk Man either, but it's a cool figure. I will say that.
Yeah, he does look good. Yeah,
you know what?
I saw him.
You know what looked like shit? And I'd seen it a few years back in a Walmart, was the Shawn Michaels one. Boy, that thing looked like absolute ass. I was never a huge Shawn Michaels fan anyway.
Which era of Shawn Michaels was
Sexy boy.
It was the original era of solo Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, with his little broken heart things all over his pants.
The John Lennon sunglasses. I liked Shawn Michaels when he was a tag team, when it was him and Marty Jannetty. That's
Marty Jannetty, yeah.
Drug
Killer
addicts.
stuff though.
Two high-flying drug addicts.
I still say some of the best one that I've seen him do is I really love that Bam Bam one.
The Bam Bam one is awesome. The Razor Ramon one, I like. Did they make a Mr. Perfect one?
I don't remember seeing Perfect. But I mean, even the Hogan and the Flair one were pretty sharp.
Yeah. Well, the
Undertaker was really cool too. I got that one.
Face on Flair is a little meh. I kind of don't like the face on.
I wish I had gotten it when I saw it the one time, and I think I only filmed when I put him back. They had Andre the Giant in that style, and he looked pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I think this is all a bunch of bullshit that I have to sit here and constantly listen to this wrestling shit. And Tommy, you go on a toy hunt and show a bunch of wrestling figures, and you know that I only like a few figures, one of them being The Rock, and you like just fucking like
you just zoomed by it.
You just zoomed by The Rock like fucking screw you.
That was a snub to The Rock.
I know. I felt it.
Yeah, this was Trina the whole time.
No, fuck this fucking shit. When you guys want to talk about some fucking wrestling, come get me. I'll be in my fucking room.
Shit.
I wish my store would fucking pick those things up, man. They never see them in that store.
Man. You don't have any Walmarts or Targets by you?
I don't want to get on no bus or anything. They have the newest ones I've seen in my store. They have bendies of a bunch of they have old school Hogan, a bendy of him. They have an Undertaker bendy. Those ones look all right.
Okay.
Really is a shame. I wish they would get more of them in stock. I wish they would find a way to lower the cost on those damn things. If anybody's still looking for Flair, I'll tell you what, like all my Ollies, they're still stocked to the gills.
Who's the other one that they have there at Ollie's?
They had the last time I was there, I seen one more Bam Bam Bigelow, but that's it. Like all the Hogans, like after Hogan did that announcement thing, all those Hogans sold the hell out. They were all gone. So the only thing that got left is Flair, and like I said, I seen one Bam Bam, and there was nothing else.
The Hollywood ones, the Hollywood Hogan ones, right?
Yep.
Okay. So they also must have did the old school Hogan, right? Hulkamania Hogan.
No, not yet.
No,
not yet.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Yes, Chaos. That will be our last segment as we're getting ready to exit. Did you have something else, Vinnie, or that you were bringing up?
Yeah, there was something I saw on Instagram. I'm trying to find it for the computer here. What's his face? Who's that big guy who's going to play Deathstroke? The Italian guy.
Wait, the one who did play Deathstroke?
Yeah, for like
the one who was married to Sofia Vergara. That dude.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That dude. Joe Manganiello.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Joe
Yeah.
He's
hot.
I'll show you his collection. Holy crap! This is pretty cool. Let's present.
So is he wiggly because he's Mangello?
Yeah, look at these things.
These are some of the first pieces that I ever commissioned from Steven. And these are just like these really awesome Demon Lords. Some of the more classic Warhammer.
Those look pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, this guy right here.
Those things are so damn expensive too.
I know. I almost did work with those people, but their contract was retarded.
There's the skulls in the ground, like I mean, it's just absolutely incredible the amount of detail in this miniature. It's a work of art, you know. Again, it's like, you know, throw this at your players. I mean, what's this guy's stat block? It's crazy. You know, and I mean, it's even like, you know, you could make that Zariel. You know, I mean,
yeah,
that's like an insane Zariel. If you're playing Avernus and this is your Zariel, I mean, come on, you know, I mean, you could
totally.
Oh, I mean,
yeah,
that's like an insane Zariel. If you're playing Avernus and this is your Zariel, I mean,
you just said that.
The Gary Gygax Memorial Dungeon in Beverly Park, and I'm going to walk you through.
Like such a nerd now.
Some of my movies. So as you can see here,
but dude, that's a sick collection.
They're all in sections. I know where all of them are, and most of these were painted by Stephen Oates. So I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour here. Yanogu, the Noel God. I mean, this is like an incredible, absolutely unbelievable sculpt. That's Archvillain.
Yes.
Archvillain Games created this. You can see Yanogu is on this giant skull, and Steven painted these flames in. The detail on the flames. It's a little bit tricky to get that kind of gradient feel with the paint. But Steven's a painting master, so there it is. And you can see the tongue and the texture of the tongue, and then of course the three-headed flail that he's known for. And anyway, it's just absolutely incredible piece. And then painted some of the other gnolls in Yanogu's service that are over here.
I'm not familiar with any of these characters.
And then of course we have there's
I know jack shit about Warhammer.
Kind of spiders.
Look at that giant alligator thing down there.
They all look awesome. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know.
Over here, I want to buy someone's collection in Melbourne, Australia. I was in a gaming store the morning that the owner put his entire collection of werewolves out, and so I bought those and carried them home from Melbourne, Australia.
Everybody, this guy was married to
as we move across.
You can collect action figures.
Complex,
and
an
it'll
insane
be okay.
miniature that I have. Not this Demogorgon. I'm going to move Demogorgon.
Nah, they're divorced.
So,
I wonder if this had anything to do with
it. We uncovered these
I don't know.
Your thighs are
four-armed
taking up
fire
so much
salamanders.
It should be like the meme. He brings home 6 figures a week. His 6 figures.
Dude, that's awesome.
These things are amazing.
I need more room for my shoes. Your toys are taking up too much space.
Masterfully painted. It's this, chimera. It's absolutely incredible. That one's like super delicate, but like gorgeous. So I'm trying to figure out a adventure to
correctly
throw him at my players. And then over here, lots and lots of just kind of like random other minis. Like I've got I had like Predator kit bashed. So there's like Dutch, Dylan, Billy, Mac, Blaine from Predator. I had those kit bashed together. But I got him Chainsaw Charlie, and I actually had a set of those that I gave to Arnold for his birthday one year. Interestingly enough, the E. Gary Gygax Memorial Dungeon in Beverly Park.
That's pretty cool. I saw another one here. Oh yeah, look at the size of this thing.
The world's largest Tiamat. 3D printed in pieces, mailed to me, and then and painted, and then put back together, reassembled by Steven. So this is like the Steven Oakes masterpiece. The world's largest Tiamat.
Wow.
3D printed in.
I gotta find this guy at a convention and be like, "Hey, I got a bunch of artwork and shit. You want to buy it?"
Hey, look, this is nothing personal, but I want to bribe you blind.
If you got the money for it, more power to him, right?
Yeah, and power to him. Not ashamed of it either. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I saw on Twitter. I think it was a King of Fighters, one of the chicks from King of Fighters, a statue of her, 660 something bucks. Like, damn.
Yeah, some of those statues, they're insanely overpriced. But
crazy.
They make such a small number of them though too. That's the thing.
But
wait, who's gonna pick Trina up off the floor?
All right. Trina, you need to gather yourself and your puddle underneath you because it's your time. It's your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Golden Trina Award for the best review of the night.
Oh my God, Tommy, watch your mouth.
Get the sham wow.
You're gonna send him a bar of soap to shove in his mouth.
Get some Lifebuoy soap.
All right. Well, you guys did not make this easy tonight. I am going to give this Golden Trina Award tonight to Vinnie for Beetlejuice.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I thought for sure she would give it to Joe Minge.
Yeah, but no, you guys were all great tonight.
Awesome. Yeah, this was a fun show.
Well, we always try. And as a matter of fact, let's throw it over to the golden winner right there, Mr. Vinnie.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm honored to receive another Golden Trina Award. Take that. Name a celebrity who's got like 3 Oscars. Take that, you sons of bitches. I think I got like 3 Golden Trinas now. So
Yeah, pedo Pasquale, how many you got done?
right? Those creeps. But yeah, it's a beautiful figure. If you guys are in the market for it, check it out in the stores. He's out now. But yeah, tomorrow I'll just do my outro as well. Why not? Yeah, we're gonna be doing the Friday Underground stream. The title card's gonna be awesome. I found I made something really cool for it. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty funny. It's essentially Trump rampaging through DC. In his own way, because he's taking a blowtorch to all these evil people and catching them. So we're going to be talking about some of that tomorrow, and maybe some other stuff. Sunday we're going to be continuing the Primal series. We're going to try to do at least 4 episodes. We did 3 already, but yeah, we'll try to do 4 of them. I think on
It's
Sunday.
gonna be my birthday Sunday, so let's hang out a little bit longer, yo.
Hell yeah, man!
Oh,
yeah, we'll do that,
cool.
man. Happy birthday in advance! But yeah, it's going to be a good time for sure. I know you've been enjoying these.
I love this show. I love it.
Yeah, the show is fantastic. So yeah, get ready, everyone. It's going to be a good time. And I'm sure we'll hear more from what you got planned for Saturday or whatnot. But yeah, and everyone, please go buy my books, buy my projects. My link tree should be in the description or something, or go to my Twitter and you can click it from there. But plenty of awesome stuff. And yeah, like I said, getting work done on City Venus 2. I'm promising you guys it's going to be a spectacular project. You're going to be super happy once that thing's ready to go. And yeah, I know there's a lot of people itching for that next story, but like I said, it's at least double the size of the previous one. So yeah, strap in, get ready. It's going to be a fun time for sure. Everyone, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Awesome. Vinnie, as always, a pleasure. Let's kick it on over to our other host right here. So we'll start with...
Hey, I'm stuck! I can't transform! Ow! Thanks! I think.
Yeah, as usual. Thanks for letting me hang out, yeah. It's always fun talking toys. Forgetting about everything else. And yeah, later tonight I'm gonna be playing Super Smash TV for Super Nintendo. And Saturday we're gonna be having a discussion about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Sweet.
No more bonk, huh? No more bonk.
Well, I might in the future play Bonk's Revenge. There's a game, Bonk's Revenge, so I might do that later on down the line. But tonight it's gonna be Super Smash TV.
Awesome. Always a pleasure, Slasher. Thank you, and happy birthday in advance. I'm sure we'll be saying it many times over on Sunday as well.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
Yeah. And last but not least.
Hey, Prime! What do you think Megatron's gonna do to Starscream?
Nothing gentle, I would say.
All right. Well, yeah, this is a blast hanging out with you guys. It always is. Love this stream so much. Yeah, so on my channel on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, Vinnie and I do the Hannibal series review. And next Wednesday, we'll be doing season 2, episodes 2 and 3. So looking forward to that. And then on Tuesdays on E-Type's channel, but it's actually simulcast on both our channels. We do the horror movie of the week at 8:35 p.m. Eastern. Those are always fun as well. And yeah, then Thursday, I'm back here on the toy stream. So yeah, it was awesome hanging out with you guys. And yes, happy birthday in advance, Slasher.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, thank you to all of you who tuned in to watch us. Hope you all have a great night. And yeah, it was awesome. Hope you guys have a good night.
Thank you, Trina. Always a pleasure to have you on here. And Golden Trina Awards are just not the same without you. Last week, I had to award it to everybody. I did not feel right trying to pick somebody in particular. It just didn't seem fair. Always appreciate you being on, you, and thanks just for being you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love coming here.
Awesome. I'm going to kick it over to myself.
I told you, Tommy.
What?
He does like us.
See? I didn't piss everybody off just yet, but I'm working on it. I promise you.
Shitter was full.
Yeah, and here I am again, the pig with the most attitude, apparently. But yeah, always a pleasure hanging out with all of you, including all the people that are in the chat and all the people that are watching. Thank you. You could have spent your time anywhere, chose to spend it here with us, and it is greatly appreciated every time you do. If you can, be sure to subscribe to everybody's channel. Stop by and check out some of the things that they're doing and have a blast. Remember, it's always about having fun on here first, instead of just being a drama-toting whore who likes slamming genitalia into car doors, because that's no fun for anybody. I mean, unless they really enjoy it. But that's not my problem. That's theirs. But this is what we do. We like to have a lot of fun. Looking to do some more stuff. I know I did a guinea pig nibbling live on Tuesday. Eventually, like I've said before, we will be bringing back going old school again. To be determined day and time. And we're going to be talking old video games. And I got to bust at that old Texas Instrument game and maybe see if I can get it to fire up. And having a lot of fun moving forward. Eventually do some more cage talks down the roads when I can get some guests lined up. And who knows where you might see a pig pop up next. There's always people asking if I could stop by. And I'm always more than happy to do it as long as I'm not like crawling out of my own grave. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Hope that you have a good one, and we will catch you on the next one. Later, y'all.
Peace.
You better run, Mojito. You what? I thought you said don't move. That was before. Now, you run. Adios, amigo.